Morning guys, welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation. As you can see, we're out and about. We are not home. We are actually, do you know what, ironic, you'll all find this really ironic given what I've said in the past. We're in Coventry. We're actually in the city of Coventry, guys, in Holbrooks in Cov. There you go. Anyway, just a couple of updates for you. Look, Ben Davies, we're going to talk about Ben Davies. We're going to talk also with the Panathinaikos coach. I've been talking about Wednesday night's game as well. But let's start with that Ben Davies story. Now, as you're aware, well, a lot of you will be aware, Rangers paid £3.5 million for Ben Davies. I think some people obviously got the value listed as around 4.5 million. That's actually €4.5 million. We actually paid £3.5 million for the player. So £3.5 million, that's what Ben Davies cost us when we bought him. So obviously we were hopeful, I think, that we'd get a reasonable sum of money back for the player once he departed the club. I think there was hopes that we'd get over £1 million for him. It now appears that Rangers are allowing Ben Davies to leave for around £750,000. That's the initial fee. Now there's no clue as to whether that is a rising or add-ons. I'm sure, and I'm hoping there'll be something in that deal regards that, but it seems that the initial fee is around £750,000. And where's he going? Well, yes, he's going to Birmingham City, the team that he was on loan to last season. So, I suppose like that was if he was ever going to leave the club, if he was ever going to go anywhere, it was probably back to Birmingham, obviously, where he had some success in League One with Birmingham. Birmingham obviously very ambitious this season, doing well, hoping to build a team that does well in the Championship. I certainly wish Birmingham all the very best next season in the Championship. Hope they do very, very well indeed. But look, I think a lot of people were very disappointed with that fee. I mean, 750,000. I think a lot of people are probably hoping for 2.5 mil for the player. So it's a little bit disappointing that it's 750,000. But I think time's come, guys, and I think we've all kind of come to realise this now. With certain players within the squad, you've just got to cut your losses. You've got to realise that you were overcharged and you overpaid for certain players. You've overpaid their wages as well over the period, and we need to have kind of look at it and go, that was a mistake, wasn't it? That was a huge mistake. So it is what it is, guys. But Ben never really worked out. Again, as if it's almost Robin Proper-esque. Again in the SPL he was poor, struggled in the SPL. Couldn't cope with physicality, couldn't cope with the aerial, couldn't cope with the aggression. Strangely enough, obviously, Ben did all right in Europe. Again, a bit like Robin Proper. More time on the ball, more time to do his natural game. He was actually quite good on the ball, Ben. It was just sort of the aerial and the aggression that he couldn't handle as a player. But look, he's moving on. Wish him all the very best. Hope that he has a successful time at Birmingham City. Just offside, a little bit disappointed on the fee. Like I said, 750,000. I was hoping for 2.5 mil, but look, at the end of the day, it's money coming back into the club. Obviously as well, you've got to look on the positive that we're getting the wages off the wage bill as well. 22 grand I think a week he was on, 24 grand a week, so that's come off the wage bill as well, so that's essentially very positive there. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments about Ben Davies departing the club. Not confirmed 100% yet. That is what is being reported here in the Midlands. Obviously I do live in the West Midlands. I live in Coventry. I do live in Coventry now, guys. Please don't take the piss too much. But yeah, so that is the West Midlands. That's what's been reported down here in the West Mids. But look, it is what it is. We take the fee, we go again. Panathinaikos head coach Rui Vitoria has been talking about the tie upcoming against Rangers. His comments are that Rangers will know how difficult it is to play in Athens. Interesting, guys. Look, I'm not pretending it's easy. Of course it's not easy, but at the end of the day, we went to Piraeus last season. We got a draw against arguably the better team in Athens, in Olympiakos. Look, it isn't going to be easy. Of course, it's never easy going anywhere. I mean, yes, okay, when you go to play some teams in Europe, some of these teams out, in some of these former Russian states, then yeah, fair enough. But, against Greek teams, Turkish teams, it's always hostile. The atmosphere is always tough. It's never an easy place to go. Obviously, it's going to be hot as well tomorrow night. Hot tonight, sorry. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, it is not Wednesday today. It's hot. It's going to be hot tonight. So obviously, which won't suit the players as much. But look, it is what it is, guys. We have to go out there. We have to give the same passion, the same play, the same quality of play that we gave second half in the game at Ibrox. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all we can do. And look, I mean, people will say, oh, well, you know, Rui Vitoria is making a rod for his own back by coming out with these comments about, or they'll find out how hard it is to play in Athens. It'll be tough for him, etc., etc. Well, yeah, but he's not going to come out and say it's going to be easy, is he? You know, people say, well, he doesn't have to say anything. Well, of course he does. He's doing it for the benefit of the fans. He's doing it to wind up his own fans, to give his own fans the big G up before the game. So, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is, guys. He was very, very complimentary, Sarat. He was very complimentary about the atmosphere at Ibrox. Said how fantastic it was, obviously how amazing the atmosphere at Ibrox was, which is great, which it is, always is. A European night, we know how great it's going to be at Ibrox on a European night. Rui Vitoria, obviously, he's well within his rights to make those comments. I just hope that tonight that we go out in there and we give a very good account of ourselves, that we go out there, we put in 100% effort, we play with a passion, with a pride, with a pace, with an aggression that we've seen for the last half an hour against Middlesbrough, for the second half against Panathinaikos, that we start to see more of that patterns of play, more progression, more speed, more aggression in the way they play the game. That's what I want to see. That's what I hope we see in that game. But look, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a hard game, but as I've said a number of times on these videos, we've got to take a bit of confidence from the way we played against Olympiacos in Piraeus last season. Go from that. And look, I'll be honest with you, this team is better. This is a better team than that team that got the draw out in Piraeus last time out. And you know, in terms of the lineup, I kind of talked about it earlier. I talked about it yesterday on yesterday's video. Jack Butland in goal. I think it'll be Tav. I think it'll be Suter. I think it'll be Giga. I think it'll be Aarons. I think the midfield three will be Dio, Rothwell, and I do think Raskan. I think as well that the front three will be, I really hope it's not Kieran Dowell. I genuinely do hope it's not him. I'd like to see Gassama out there one side, Curtis at the other side, and Danilo through the middle. Danilo bang in form, great goal on Saturday. And I was like, I'll stick to what I've always said. He is the best all-round striker at the club. But look, it's going to be a tough match tonight. You know, a very, very tough game tonight. Predictions, I'm going to go for 2-1 Rangers tonight. 2-1 Rangers win tonight. I think it'll be a tough game, but I do think we'll get the victory. And as I've said, I think, you know, the Champions League has to be the target, because at the end of the day, it's actually easier to qualify for the next round of the Champions League than it is to get for the Europa League. It's Besiktas or Shakhtar, or probably Shakhtar. It's Victoria Plitzen or Servette. Who would you rather play out of those four teams? I know I'd rather pick Servette or Plitzen. Look, that's what we've got to do. That's where the money is. And I think also, you know, if we progress in the Champions League, we're far more likely to get some higher caliber signings in. You're playing Champions League football, you've got far more to offer. Right, guys, just a quick update whilst I'm out and about. We'll be back with a proper video later on. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. If you've enjoyed the content, please make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.